And then I prove everybody wrong. That's what I'm going to do again.
One of the dream fights I want to see, is White House, myself.
She could start asserting some dominance on this round, in my opinion. Oh, Bishop's in bed. And Liz Carmouche pounds out a world tournament victory.
Liz Carmouche has stunned the MMA world with a bold announcement. Not only is she returning, but she's directly targeting the undefeated PFL star Dakota Dicha. In her fiery words, "I'll break Dakota's hype. My next target is Dakota. I'm a killer monster, and this is your last warning." This stands as the most savage call-out of Dicha's career, and it comes from no ordinary contender. Carmouche is a pioneer, a seasoned veteran, and one of the most battle-tested fighters in women's MMA history. On August 15, 2025, she captured the PFL Women's Flyweight Tournament title by brutally finishing Gina Bishop via third-round KO/TKO, a victory that not only added to her storied resume, but also set the stage for her next clash with Dicha. With a professional record of 25 wins and 8 losses, Carmouche has faced legends, survived wars, and at 41 years old, she still embraces the title of Killer Monster, and she's not wrong. Meanwhile, on the other side stands Dakota Dicha, undefeated at 15-0, the face of the PFL and Dana White's newest obsession. Young, marketable, and dangerous, she has 12 knockouts, 1 submission, and 2 decision victories to her name. Fans call her the Barbie Assassin, not just for her star-like appearance, but because she's been finishing opponents in devastating fashion. Hyped as the next Amanda Nunes and perhaps the fighter who can carry women's MMA into a new era, her momentum now faces its biggest threat, Liz Carmouche. Carmouche isn't asking politely for a fight. She's threatening Dicha outright, declaring, "I'll break your hype. I'll kill you, Dakota. I'm a killer monster." That's not promotion. That's war, and it forces the MMA world to ask a tough question. Can Dakota truly handle a veteran of Carmouche's caliber, or has the PFL been protecting her with favorable matchups to preserve that perfect record? The stakes are massive. On one side, Carmouche, a 41-year-old warrior with a 25-8 record, still savage and relentless, now on a mission to derail the hype train. On the other, Dicha, the undefeated Barbie Assassin, a marketing darling, and the woman Dana White has openly called the future of women's MMA. This isn't just veteran versus prospect. It's old school grit and scars against new school shine and hype. Fans are split. Some dismiss Carmouche as bitter and desperate, while others see her as the only fighter tough enough to expose Dicha. Even Dana White has skin in the game. If Carmouche destroys his hand-picked star before she enters the UFC, it can unravel his next big plan. That's why this call-out isn't just personal. It's political. So the million-dollar question looms. Will Liz Carmouche shatter the undefeated aura of Dakota Dicha, humbling the Barbie Assassin once and for all, or will Dicha silence the doubters, crush a legend, and march undefeated into superstardom?
When I will see the hole, I will use this to finish as soon as I can.
Oh, she ain't down. Yeah, it's bad. Oh, okay. That's terrible. Exactly what happened to Priscilla. And Valentina is going to beat her up.
Yeah, it looks like she opened her up with one of those elbows.
Big Dan is looking
come here
closely. As it should be. That's it.
Valentina the Bullet Shevchenko just dropped a brutal, cold bombshell on Dakota Diva. Savage, unapologetic, and deadly serious. "I'm a monster. That's your last warning." This isn't hype or playful trash talk. This is war. The Queen of Violence has officially answered the call-out, and the MMA world is stunned.
Makes the playoffs for the win of any kind.
Those knees are brutal. Oh, nearly combination.
And the body work of Dakota Diva with a quick fix.
You okay?
And clinches the #1 seed.
Dakota Diva, the undefeated violent Cinderella, has been tearing to the PFL with 15 straight wins and 10 brutal finishes, throwing knees like Anderson Silva, carrying knockout power reminiscent of Amanda Nunes, and showing the killer instinct of Chris Cyborg, daring to call out Valentina Shevchenko, widely regarded as the most dangerous woman in UFC history. She sparked a response that shook the MMA world. Valentina didn't hold back, firing straight at Dakota. "I'm a monster. I'll end you. When I see the hole, I'll finish it as soon as I can. That's your last fight. I'll end your era." This isn't a call-out. It's a death sentence. On one side stands Shevchenko, a two-time UFC flyweight champion with over 20 MMA victories, Muay Thai world titles, and one of the sharpest fight IQs in the sport. On the other, Dakota, just 27 years old, undefeated, and hailed as the PFL's golden child and the future of women's MMA. For Valentina to essentially declare, "I'll end you," isn't just veteran confidence. It's the queen of violence putting the rookie in her place. This fight isn't about belts or rankings. It's about eras colliding. If Dakota defeats Valentina, she becomes a true legend killer and enters the UFC as the undisputed face of women's MMA. But if Valentina hands Dakota her first loss, she kills the hype train, silences the future, and reminds the world why she's still the most dangerous striker alive. With Carmouche unable to stop Dakota, Cyborg circling, and now Valentina calling for blood, Dakota Diva has become the most hunted fighter in the sport. Legacy, survival, and dominance are all on the line. And when Shevchenko says she'll end your era, history shows she
For
means
me,
it.
this is a big opportunity, because she is very hype. She's in PFL from long time than me, so defeat her for me. I think she's a good fighter, of course, and she's a good striker. All things okay, but I told you, maybe she think that I'm like her opponent, so maybe they has afraid from her, but I'm like an animal, so doesn't matter who I have in front of me. I can wait to step in the cage and fight, and I'm ready, and I can wait to show you who is the real warrior, and just this.
But yeah, she got a bye in the second round, which I wouldn't like to see in a fight then. But it is what it is, I'm prepared. I've trained hard, and I'm just going to go in and do what I always do. I never fixate too much on what my opponent's doing. They can change each fight. Like me, my fight, first round was completely different to my third, so you never know what's going to happen.
So here's the real question. Will Dakota Dicha survive the bullet? Or will Valentina Shevchenko end her hype and bury her career before it ever touches UFC gold? One thing is certain. Valentina just dropped a bombshell, and the fight game will never be the same.
Right hand. Dakota Diva.
Manchester's undefeated star, Dakota Diva, didn't just win a belt. She demolished Valentina Shevchenko in the very first round, unleashing a brutal barrage of Anderson Silva. Style knees. She left Shevchenko's face swollen shut, forcing the doctors to stop the fight. In Shevchenko's own words, Dakota Diva ended my career. This wasn't just a TKO, it was a statement. With 9 finishes in her first 10 fights, a $100,000 paycheck, and a growing reputation, fans are now demanding that Dana White sign her to UFC before she wipes out the entire PFL roster.
Absolutely killing it over in PFL. I think eventually she'll come over to UFC. How big of a star can she be in the UFC?
I think she's potentially got it all to be better than any of us. Yeah. And I'd even put it up there with she can do everything that Valentina's.
Dakota Dicha grabbed the mic and sent a terrifying message. "Give me whoever you want. I'll stay in Europe. I'll go to America. I'll clean them all out." That wasn't mere confidence. It was an open challenge to every fighter in the UFC's flyweight and bantamweight divisions. Dana White may have thought Amanda Nunes' retirement left those divisions vulnerable, but Dicha's blend of finishing power, devastating knees, and cold killer instinct has everyone rethinking that math. Nunes had 6 stoppages in her first 9 fights. Chris Cyborg had 6, and Dicha already boasts 7 knockouts in 9 fights. And she's only 25. On the business side, with the PFL's aggressive moves and Don Davis angling for a big cross-promotional drama, Dakota has become the poster child for a PFL versus UFC war. Imagine Dicha versus Valentina Shevchenko, Dicha versus Alexa Grasso, or Dicha walking into UFC and taking a title on day one. The scenario is terrifying for Dana White and electrifying for fans. After Dublin, the message is clear. Dakota Dicha isn't just a future. She's a looming nightmare for established champions. And this could be the start of a bloody era-defining collision.
Dream opponent with Baby Shevchenko. Even though I look up to her a lot, I still want to be in her position and be able to beat someone like her. So yeah.
Molly McCann just dropped an explosive bombshell. Dakota Dicha isn't merely the future of MMA. She's a monster barreling toward the UFC, a nightmare set to dismantle entire divisions. McCann's warning is raw and unapologetic, and it's forcing Dana White and the promotion to take notice. This isn't hype or a publicity stunt. It's a declaration that a new, ruthless era may be arriving, and the champion should be on high alert.
Really gone behind your teammate, Dakota Diva. First off, what do you think of her performances so far this year?
Oh, she's a killer. She's a killer. She's the future of MMA, and I think that she's only getting better. She's young, she's hungry, she's disciplined, she's motivated. She's got a good head on her shoulders.
Molly McCann, the veteran who's been inside the UFC cage, just dropped a bomb. Dakota Dicha can do everything Valentina Shevchenko has done, and maybe even more. Valentina, the so-called queen of violence, might finally meet her executioner. Dakota didn't just arrive. She took over. In 2024, she dismantled former UFC title challenger Taylor Santos to claim the PFL Women's Flyweight World Championship. And now Molly says Dicha ran through an opponent who once nearly toppled Valentina. According to McCann, Dakota was UFC ready before even landing the PFL, and she's the one who will smash doors open for UK women's MMA and bury everyone inside the UFC. Dana White, take notice. This isn't just hype. It's a veteran vouching that the future is here, and she's coming for the top.
Not in the UFC yet, but look at Dakota Diva. She is a scary striker, and she is an amazing athlete, right? But her mom was Muay Thai world champion. So.
Dakota has already looked Valentina straight in the eyes and declared, "I'm coming to kill you." The contrast is staggering. Valentina at 37 versus Dakota at just 26, bringing speed, hunger, youth, and power to the cage. This isn't just a fight. It's a hostile takeover. The PFL has thrown its full weight behind Dakota Diva, and for good reason. Her performances this year have been nothing short terrifying. She's young, disciplined, motivated, and armed with a killer instinct that marks her as the future of MMA. Not yet in the UFC, but already feared. Dakota is a scary striker and a phenomenal athlete, sharpened further by a family pedigree. Her mother was a Muay Thai world champion. Everything about her screams that she's only getting better, and that's exactly what makes her so dangerous.